Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. So recently I was thinking about what direction to take the channel, and I think I'm gonna start making more medical school videos. So if you enjoy, let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe. Let's get started. So today I just wanted to talk about what to avoid when applying to medical school, okay? Let's start off with something that I did. Number one, you applied to too many top tier medical schools. Just stop, okay? Just stop. Unless your GPA is above a 3.9 and you have an MCAT above 520, you got tons of publications, you got 2,000 plus clinical hours, just don't, okay? Save your money, save your time, save your sanity, save your ego, because they're gonna reject you straight off, just like they rejected me, okay? My stats weren't that bad, okay? I mean, I feel like I qualified. I had basically a 3.8 and 524 MCAT, you know? I got rejected from all of them. And I've got friends with similar stats, similar extracurriculars, and you know, they got the research, they got the clinical hours, they scored in the 100th percentile in the MCAT, and they got into like, what, one school, right? One school. And they're not ORM either, okay? They're not overrepresented in medicine. They don't want you, and you don't need them. So just apply to like 2 or 3, okay? Take your chances. Maybe you'll get lucky. And if you do, good for you. I'm happy for you. Anyway, so let's move on. The next one is only for Californians. I know some people who have done this, right? Who have only applied to schools in California. I'm from California, so I know a lot of people who think like this. They think that, you know, California is so great. It's got so many medical schools. You know, the medical schools are great. You know, why would we apply anywhere else? Well, let me tell you a reason why. Because you're not going to get in, okay? What I'm saying is that the chances of you getting into a medical school in California, you know, anywhere in California, is way less if you just limit yourself to the schools in California, okay? There are so many people who want to become doctors in California. If you look at the stats, you know, California supplies the most pre-meds out of every state in the US. That's insane. So if you want a higher chance of getting into medical school, apply out of state as well. If you're a California resident, you have to apply out of state, all right? So where do you apply? You apply to the East Coast, you apply to the Midwest, you apply to Canada, you apply to UK, you apply to Caribbean, you apply to Antarctica, wherever there's a medical school, okay? Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but get the point. You use the facts table that you can get online. I'll leave the link in the description below. If you have trouble with interpreting the chart, let me just show you how. All right, so if you look at this, here are the applications and the matriculant columns, okay? What you want to focus on are the out-of-state columns. These are the only ones that we care about. Let's look at Georgetown, all right? So this is how you can tell if a school is out-of-state friendly or not. 99.5% of all applications in the 2019 to 2020 cycle were from out-of-state. Let's see how many got in, okay? Look at this. For Georgetown, 96.6% of the matriculants are out-of-state. There you go, out-of-state friendly school, okay? Now let's look at California schools. Let's look at Riverside. Out-of-state applications, 28.5%. How many got in out-of-state? 0. Out-of-state friendly? You do the math. Okay, so now let's move on to the AMCAS application. So this is what stupid people do for their primary application, okay? And this is what I did as well. And it cost me a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of stress, unnecessary stress, okay? You don't have to do this to yourself. So what I did was basically list all my activities and descriptions like a resume, as well as in my personal statement. A lot of my personal statement was basically me listing my activities and kind of going down the line of what I did to why I wanted to become a doctor. That was a mistake. It took me hours to fix, to redo. Second draft, third draft, fourth draft, fifth draft, sixth draft. I think I went through probably more than 10 drafts of the entire primary application. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You don't want to list your activities as bullet points. All right. Use anecdotes. That's the solution. That's it. Use anecdotes to tell stories about how you've grown, about what you've learned, all of that. Okay? That's what they want to hear. That's what will keep them from falling asleep. Because imagine how many applications these adcoms need to read. They need to read thousands of these applications. And they're gonna get so bored if you keep listing your bullet points and stuff. They're gonna be so bored. So please don't do that. Just use anecdotes, tell stories, tell interesting stories. I'm sure you'll have interesting stories to tell. Even I had interesting stories, and I'm a very generic applicant. Trust me. So now we're getting to my favorite part, the secondaries. This is what I did, and this is how stupid I was and how I basically ruined my life for 2 months. So for me, I took 2 gap years. I've had a lot of friends, who gave me advice about what to do during the application cycle, right? So I finished my primary application and I just decided to chill. I just decided to take it easy and enjoy life. So many people told me to pre-write my secondaries. I didn't listen. I ended up missing a deadline for 1 secondary application. I spent 2 months being miserable. Okay, I worked a 9-to-5 job, and every day after work, I'd go back home and just sit at my computer and type up sentences that I would end up deleting. Backspace, backspace, write some more, backspace. I'm a bad writer, I should have listened. And you guys should listen. Pre-write your secondaries, okay? Pre-write them. Don't ruin your life. Don't make the same mistake. Don't be stupid. Don't be arrogant. Don't end up like me, okay? It was not fun. It was not enjoyable. I definitely could have gotten more secondaries out with better quality. But yeah, pre-write your secondaries. The diversity one, the adversity and diversity one for sure. And then start writing the school-specific secondaries next, okay? All right, last thing. All right, so now you're done with the secondaries. Now you've got some interviews. For me, I fortunately didn't fall into this trap because one of my good friends, he told me he prepared, and I literally just did exactly what he said. Don't wing your interviews, okay? Don't wing them. Don't do it. Why are you winging your interviews? Practice them. I know very few people who can wing interviews effectively. I am definitely not one of them. Speaking is hard for me. Speaking has always been hard for me, but it is what it is. If you're confident in your interview skills, if you can just say exactly what you want to say, tell your story in a very concise way and in a way that is coherent, great. I'm very happy for you. But unfortunately, most people can't do that, okay? Most people need some practice, some more than others. For me, I had hours and hours and hours of recordings of myself in front of a camera on my computer. Basically just saying the same thing, saying it over and over again. Talking about my experiences, talking about why I want to be a doctor, talking about, my extracurriculars and my life story, what I like to do, all of that. Hours of recordings until I can get it out there. I can say it smoothly. I don't have ums. I don't have, my tongue going, right? Because sometimes when I'm talking fast, I feel like my tongue just gets in my way, okay? And so in order to prevent that, you record yourself answering common interview questions on your computer. Just say it again, and again, and again, and again. And then eventually, your tongue will learn. You'll be able to say it quickly, concisely, coherently, and you'll be able to impress all of your interviewers in your interview during interview day. No stress, because it's all muscle memory now. Basically, they just ask the same questions. Why do you want to be a doctor? What do you do for fun? If you're talking about MMI interviews, they've got MMI interview books, all over the place. Grab a book, look at the questions, write down your answer, practice, practice, practice. Boom. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you want more videos like this. All right, I'm out.